Hey guys, just a real quick stream this morning. Basically, what I'm going to do is, as I was asked to do, I'm going to start an HTML tutorial Canvas class, and I'm going to use this video space as a place to make my videos. So, if you want to follow along, you need to go to codepen.io. I'll show you how to do that shortly. But for right now, we're just going to jump into the meat of the class. If you'll look in Canvas, I have got how to get started modules set up already. That will show you how to build your account in CodePen. That will show you how to, all the technical things that you need. And then we'll go ahead and get started here. This will be the first module. Basically, it's what is HTML, and we're going to kind of go into that. I will not spend a lot of time on this because, frankly, what you want to do is get to the coding so that you can become proficient. So we're going to not spend a lot of time on explanations, but we are going to spend a fairly good amount of time on what is HTML and what can it do, how do you do it, and what tools you need. So let's go ahead and jump in and get started. All right, as you can see, I'm on a Canvas page here. There's already some text. Basically, it's an outline of what is HTML. It's a scripting language. That means it allows you to modify a page or some text or something. It allows you to change the look of text in a browser. That's the fundamental purpose of HTML. It needs to be viewed in a browser. You're looking at a browser right now. You're probably using Chrome or Firefox or Edge or Safari if you're on a Mac. Browsers are programs that allow you to look at HTML documents and to see the effects of the tags that we're going to talk about shortly. So when viewed in Notepad or Word or something like that, the document just looks like a Word, or it just looks like a text document, and it looks like it's filled up with tags and angle brackets. But when you look at it through a browser, the effects show up. The tags affect the text that they surround, and so you can see exactly what's going on. For instance, if you look here, it says this text, and this is this red surrounded by a gray background. This is what a code snippet will look like in this class. So if you see this, you'll know it's a code snippet. Basically what it says, this is text above the intended paragraph, and then there's a bracket, P bracket. This is a separate paragraph surrounded by paragraphs tags, and then bracket /P bracket. This is following text. This is an example of a paragraph tag. Tags are what makes HTML work, and we're going to start off with the simplest one, a paragraph tag. This tag separates out text from surrounding text like a paragraph. If you'll look at this, the opening tag looks like that, and the closing tag looks like that. For every opening tag in HTML, there needs to be a closing tag, with notable exceptions that we'll talk about in the image tag. But regardless, for most part, you need a closing tag for every opening tag. And the difference is the presence of this little / here. That makes it a closing tag. Anyway, back to our little example here. We have text. This is the text above a paragraph, and then the paragraph opening tag. That designates the start of a new paragraph. This is a separate paragraph surrounded by tags. That closes the paragraph, so anything following it is going to be separated. Basically, just like in any text, you've got paragraph, space, etc. Well, if you look at this code and then look at this is what the above code looks like in the browser. This is the text above the intended. That's this line. Then the paragraph tag separates it. This is a separate paragraph, and then the closing paragraph tag separates the next piece out. This is the following. So that is how a paragraph tag works. What I'm going to do now is show you how to add in a paragraph into text, and for that we're going to go over to CodePen. CodePen.io is a really good sandbox for HTML development. I'm going to start a new pen. Okay, so you have your HTML code area up here. I can enter HTML code. Also CSS and JavaScript, which we'll get to shortly. Down here is where the code will have its effect. So if, for example, I come up here and I put in a tag, paragraph, and then I say This is the opening paragraph of my paper. And then I close that. Okay, essentially, I have a paragraph here. And it showed up down here. You'll notice that this is this, only you can't see the tags because the browser interprets those tags. It doesn't show them. But now if I start a new line of text, or if I start typing more text after the paragraph tag, this is the second paragraph. Notice that up here, I made this all one line, but down here, it's separated out specifically that. Well, the reason that I did that, oops. Must have had that all selected. Let's try that again. Okay, notice I have a third line. There we go. You have to save these things. But you'll notice now, even though I have one solid basically line up here, I have three separate lines down here, and they are each separated by a space. That's because the HTML tag, this P or paragraph tag, is being interpreted by the browser as a start of a new paragraph. So that is essentially how HTML works. You end up with a tag, in this case an opening tag, then some text, and then a closing tag. The text between the two tags are what is affected by the two tags. Let's say I wanted to make this piece of text here, these two words, let's say I wanted to make that a title. So I could change this from a paragraph to a title. The H1 is a built-in title for HTML. So now you'll notice that down here my text is a lot bigger, it's bolder, it looks like a title would look. Although technically I should, I suppose, put that up here at the top if it's going to be a title. Okay, so now I have a title, some text. Let's change that to make it a little more sensible. Okay. So we call it my paper. This is the opening tag. This is the second tag. This is what a person looking at the internet would see. This is what you would see as a developer. You're putting surrounding tags, H1 tags, okay, closing H1 tag. What they surround is affected by the tags. So that shows the difference in regular text, or H1 text and regular text. Down here, paragraph tags, this is just going to be regular text, but it's going to be separated by spaces wherever the paragraph is. Now let's say we wanted a subtitle, for example. Let's go with H2. And we'll make this a subheading. Notice this text is smaller, not by a lot, but definitely smaller, and it looks like a subtitle. That's basically what this text is for. Then we could put some more text. And now we have a new paragraph. Notice that this is all one line up here. It doesn't matter where the line breaks are here, as long as we know where the tag breaks are down here. We see it like it's supposed to be seen. So we've got our H2. It also acts as a paragraph tag. All these heading tags, H1, H2, there's all the way through H6. They also act like line break tags. They create a separation between the line that they're working with and the next line of text. So basically this is how tags work. Not all of them do that. Not all of them create a separation between lines of text. Not all of them change the size of text. There are several different things that we can use tags for. One of the more important pieces, and you don't have to know this right now, don't worry if you don't get this part, but one of the more important pieces is creating links, hyperlinks. That's why they call this a hypertext markup language. Hyperlinks are what allow you to click on some piece of text and go somewhere else. So to do that, use the A for anchor tag, and we use the href property. Now some tags have properties. Notice I have an A, but I haven't closed it with the angle bracket yet. It's because I'm putting in a property. In this case, I'm going to take us to, let's go to Google. Okay. So essentially what I've done now is I've created a target, an anchor tag or an anchor link to Google. And so now I'm going to put the text in. Google. And then once again, I have to have a closing tag. So save that. So you'll notice what I have here is my link. Click to go to Google. That much of the text is the link. If we click on this text down here, it will take us to google.com. But where I ended with the closing tag, any text that comes after, this is not part of it. But if we click inside here, Google refused to connect because it doesn't like connecting to a sandbox, which is okay. That makes perfectly good sense. Anyway, let's go back. All right, so if that were on a live web page, it would let us connect. Unfortunately, Google does not like to connect to a sandbox. That hurts my feelings, but it is what it is. I did that. Let's see what would happen. Let's see if we made it a target. Oops, sorry. A targeted new. Target equals new. This should make it load up in a new page. Let's see if that will help us. Nope. Google's blocked. Refused to connect. Hurts my feelings, but I can understand it. All right, but anyway, you get the idea. Had that been a live web page, it would have gone to Google for us. All right, so basically to summarize, we have tags for HTML. They are composed of an angle bracket, some text, another angle bracket, and then a closing tag, angle bracket, / and some more text and a closing angle bracket for that. Opening and closing tags surround text, and the text between the tags is what's affected by the tag. So in this case, the P tag or paragraph tag separates out lines of text into paragraphs. The H1 and the H2 heading tags make the text larger and more bold, and the anchor or A tag creates links. So that is basically it. That is our first lesson. And that is what kind of a general beginning of HTML. That's what it's about. It allows us to create documents that we can link together. That's why it was originally called the World Wide Web. HTML documents were created so that instead of having to put in, for example, documentation, instead of having to write out a bibliography and put in footnotes, etc., you could hypertext link the part that you were trying to document. You could create a hypertext and link that to the actual document on the internet somewhere. So that was the purpose of hypertext markup language or HTML. So this is our first class. It'll be available in Canvas. It'll also be available on YouTube and apparently also on Twitch because we just streamed it. So hope everything's going good. Hope you guys are having a good day. I'm going to go ahead and call it a day here. I'm still working on getting Gabriel Knight back up and running. Unfortunately, my streaming hardware has hit a bump, and I have not had the money or time to go and replace that. So as soon as I get that back up, we will get moving in. But in the meantime, have a great day, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow when we continue our lessons. Bye.